What's up guys and welcome back to another episode of SW Answers. This is my Q&A series I do every other week here on the channel. So last time I did one of these I got 45 comments, so your goal this week guys, your challenge is to get more than 45 comments. Go leave all your questions down in the comment section down below. So PTA Productions comes in with an awesome question saying, if I had an unlimited budget to spend on MOCs, what MOC would I make? So I've had this question a few times on stream and stuff, but I think it probably would be sort of like a massive clone base, similar to the one we see in the Clone Wars TV show, that sort of massive air base we see on Coruscant. That'd probably be my goal, with like turbo tanks, gunships, everything. Next up, R&M LEGO Studios asks, if you could choose between good-looking blasters and good-looking lightsabers, what would you choose? So I would say for this, I would probably go custom blasters. They're more noticeable than custom lightsabers, in my opinion. I think that would probably be the way to go for that. Also, they are really cheap and easy to get a ton of. If you look on eBay or Amazon, you can find sort of custom blasters that look really accurate to what you see in the films and shows, and don't set you back much at all. Big question from the Tron Machine, which a lot of Star Wars fans do debate. He says, what order would you recommend watching the Star Wars films in? I would probably say just go from 1 all the way through and then go back and watch the TV shows afterwards. The one thing about doing that is you start with one of the weaker films in the franchise, with episode 1. However, it's still pretty cool and it's still an awesome film. Whereas if you start with the originals, you start off with an absolute bang. Before we carry on with the questions, if you haven't already commented a question for the next episode, make sure to go and do that in the comment section down below. Just put a question and I will hopefully answer it in one of the next episodes. I really appreciate all the amazing support you're giving me. Thank you guys, and let's get on with the questions. Art Hotshot comes in with a very topical question right now, which is what is your favourite part of Christmas? So I'd say probably I just love the whole build up to Christmas. I think the whole build up is really fun. Sort of having the Christmas tree, the lights, the sort of smells of Christmas and everything like that, as well as obviously the roast dinner on Christmas Day is one of the best things of the year. And also being together with your family. I love it as sort of an excuse, maybe not this year obviously, but most years we sort of get together as a family and have a nice day where we open all the presents, we go for walks, we sort of play games, that sort of thing, and have a great time. So that's probably my favourite thing about Christmas. Let me know what you're doing for Christmas this year, guys. Have you changed your plans this year because of the coronavirus, or are you just sort of still having a pretty good Christmas plan? Let me know in the comments what you've got, what you're doing. So Lego Person asked if I have any other hobbies other than Lego. So honestly, not at the moment, other than sort of Lego and YouTube. They take up a lot of my time. I do play a bit of PS4 a bit, so like when my friends are online, I'll hop on there and play sort of like, at the moment we're playing a lot of FIFA Pro Clubs at the moment, as well as COD occasionally. I'll probably get the new COD for Christmas, so I'll have a go at that. But yeah, mainly sort of those things. Other than that, I used to be really into sort of like keeping fish and exotic animals and stuff. I never had any exotic animals, but I was really into keeping fish, and I really wanted to get like turtles and stuff like that. So maybe I'll get back into that one day when I have a home for myself. But other than that, the main ones are just sort of like Lego, YouTube, and going to the gym. I would usually be playing a lot of sports. I do like to play football, and I play a lot of American football at university and stuff like that, and rugby. However, obviously at the moment we can't really do much of that, so yeah, mainly just go to the gym. That's about it. So Goofy asked what mic I use. So I have the HyperX Quadcast. I'll show a photo of it up on screen right now. It's just a pretty good USB mic you can get from Amazon. I think it sent me back out £120, something like that. But yeah, I definitely recommend anyone who is sort of looking to make an upgrade in your channel to go for a mic, and out of all the USB mics that I researched, that was probably the best one on the market. So ZSC Studios asked a pretty good question about are there any MOCs that I'm sort of not proud of or think I could have done better in the past? There are definitely a few. I think I could have improved every single MOC that I've made. Personally, I think like as I've sort of built more MOCs, I go back and see, oh, I could have done this there, I could have done that there, and stuff like that. However, I know there is one MOC on my channel that's got about less than 100 views. I think it's my least viewed video, so I'll probably say that's probably my worst MOC. It was just sort of a very plain and simple MOC. I was just trying out a few techniques and stuff like that. But I'm definitely not saying I'm not proud of them. I'm still proud of what I've done MOC-wise in the past. However, I think I could still improve everything I've built. So J Productions asked my favourite ship or vehicle. That's a really tough one. I think there's some awesome ships. That's probably one of the best things about Star Wars, is the amount of variety and stuff in ships. I love gunships. I don't know whether you can see I've got a gunship there over my side. I love ATTs, I guess is another vehicle. Any Clone Wars vehicle really, but other than that, the Slave One is probably my #1 vehicle. I just love the look of it, and it's awesome seeing it back in The Mandalorian at the moment. So Clone Wars Lego fan asked what my favourite members of this 501st are. So I'd say Kix, Rex, and probably Fives. So Superior Bricks asks what my favorite custom figure owned or not owned at the moment is. So I'll probably say owned. I've got a Gregor, which is really cool. I'll throw that up on screen right now. That's one of my favorites. It's just a really cool figure, and I think it looks awesome. Other than that, probably. I love all the figures I've got. I'm trying to look around and try and get some inspiration from my sort of display cases. I love my 187th as well that I just recently got, as well as like Wolf, Delta Squad, Galactic Marines would probably be up there as well. As for ones that I don't own, I wish I had a decaled Fox because I think he looks really clean, and some of the decals, the AB decaled Foxes look amazing. But yeah, that'll probably be my answer for that question. So Not That Sam Smith asks, are you a fan of the new sort of cheaper style sets that we're seeing in 2021 with the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, or sort of downsized sort of scale that LEGO are now going for? But I think personally, the smaller the vehicles are, such as these Republic fighter tanks and stuff like that, I think are really good to use in MOCs because they are smaller and you don't have to build the MOC quite as big. However, if it came to sort of vehicles like a gunship and we got a really downsized gunship, I think that would be terrible. But personally, the ones that we've seen so far, I don't think are too bad. So Tommy YT asks, if I couldn't collect Star Wars, what would be my favorite type of LEGO? I honestly don't know. I think I would possibly go towards maybe the World War II custom stuff. There's a lot of awesome MOCs that are made around that sort of theme. But if you're choosing like a specific actual LEGO theme, I love the Lord of the Rings one, but if we went sort of current, I'd say Marvel's up there, and Harry Potter's also pretty sick as well. Rise of the Bricks asks how often I go to a LEGO store. So honestly, I don't often go to LEGO stores. Basically, up until this year, I hadn't been to like one for years. I sort of occasionally tie them into sort of trips, as you saw on the vlog. I'll leave that up in whichever corner it is right now. I always forget which one it is. But yeah, I sort of try and tie them in with trips occasionally. Like I went to London at the start of the year and went to the LEGO store up there, as well as sort of like the one I recently went to in that vlog. I'd say probably every couple of months, once every 3 months or 2 months. But I definitely want to start going more now I've got one slightly closer to me. So Inferno Stop Motions asked an interesting question about how 2020 has been for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a pretty wild one. I think other than this LEGO channel, everything's sort of been sort of a bit stale, a bit of a down, sort of like basically a boring year other than doing LEGO. If I hadn't sort of rediscovered this hobby and this channel, then I probably would have had a bit of a boring year, but otherwise it's been pretty good for me. Like I've been able to pour a lot of my time into this channel, and it's given me a good opportunity to work on that and stuff like that, which I may not have had if the pandemic hadn't come around. However, I think it has been a pretty rough year. It's not been the most fun, has it? I mean, obviously, I'd rather be back to normal, but let me know what you guys have sort of had this year. Have you guys managed to make the most of what this year has been? Have you managed to have a decent year, or has it really been one of the worst years sort of recently? Let me know in the comment section as well. Gustavo asked what my favourite LEGO minifigure is, and I would say it is Captain Rex. I'm really lucky to have this in my collection now, and yeah, it's my #1 favourite figure. So Banana Films asks an interesting question about my future on YouTube and what my sort of predictions are. Honestly, I can't tell. Like, I could easily sort of gain a few subscribers here. My channel could do worse. My channel could do better. I really don't know with YouTube. Like, I've had periods where I've done suddenly really well out of nowhere, and periods where I've sort of slipped off a bit, but you never know. I think my sort of prediction, hopefully I'll be around like 2 or 3k sort of by next year, like by the end of next year, but you really never know. It depends how much time I can put into the channel and how much I can sort of grind it out and keep going like I have been this year, but we'll have to see. I don't know, what do you guys think? Where do you think I'll be in the next year? So RoboNut asked if I could build a MOC based on any Star Wars game, what would it be? So I'd say probably the Jedi Temple is based off of a Battlefront 2 game, so I'd probably say that would be a pretty good answer for that. But other than that, I would love to build something based on the Old Republic or the Republic Commandos video games. Both of those are pretty sick, and I'd love to see sort of like MOCs based around them, especially because I've got the Delta Squad now. I'd love to do a Republic Commandos MOC. Other than that, yeah, I'd say a Fallen Order MOC would be pretty sick to see, or maybe even a Battlefront 2 one. We'll see what happens in the future. If you guys see I keep flinching, it's probably because my lip is like split open and I can't. I hate winter. So Goofy asked what 2021 set I am most looking forward to, and I'd have to say probably the X-Wing. I'm really hyped for the X-Wing. I think that's going to be a sick set, as well as the Mandalorian set as well. Both of those have sick minifigures, and I'm really excited to get hold of those, as I haven't got an X-Wing before, so it's going to be really cool to add one of them to the fleet. Also the TIE Fighter looks pretty good, but honestly I'm pretty happy with what we're getting in 2021. I'm really hyped for all of them. LEGO Star Wars Hub asks a question that I've probably answered a few times, but I'll answer again. It's a very popular question. What is my favourite LEGO set? And I'll probably say the UCS Slave one or the 2013 Gunship is probably my favourite, or maybe the ATT as well. Those are my favourite LEGO sets. And that just about wraps up today's video, guys. Thank Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this far in the video, you're an absolute legend. Let me know in the comments by commenting the Clone Wars is the best in the comment section down below. If I see that comment, I know you're a true fan and you've stuck it out till the end of the video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support that you're giving me recently. I'm honestly baffled with the amount of support you guys are giving me. I really appreciate it. We're getting so close to being monetized on the channel now, so thank you to everyone who is helping me along the way. Leave a like if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.